The Venus opposing Venus aspect is very interesting and often potent one. When one person's Venus is in opposition, it creates a dynamic of attraction and challenge. Here's a deep analysis of Venus opposing Venus in Synastry. The core dynamic: opposites attract, but differences exist. The fundamental principle of an opposition in astrology is that it highlights polarities. With Venus opposing Venus, there's often an immediate and undeniable attraction, a pull of opposites. Each person may be drawn to what the other embodies, as it represents qualities they might subconsciously seek to integrate or find missing in themselves. However, this attraction comes with inherent differences in how each person expresses and experiences love, values, and pleasure. Their love languages or what they consider important in a relationship might be fundamentally different. Strengths and positive manifestations. Strong initial attraction. There's often a powerful, almost magnetic pull between the individuals. They find each other intriguing and exciting precisely because they are different. Complementary qualities: while their Venus expressions are opposite, they can be complementary. One person's approach to love and values can fill a void or provide a new perspective for the other. For example, a Venus in Aries, direct, passionate, impulsive in love, might be attracted to a Venus in Libra, harmonious, diplomatic, seeking balance, and vice versa. The Aries Venus can encourage the Libra Venus to be more assertive, while the Libra Venus can teach the Aries Venus diplomacy. Growth potential. This aspect forces both individuals to confront different ways of loving and valuing. It can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth, encouraging each person to expand their understanding of relationships and compromise. Broaden perspectives. By being exposed to a contrasting Venus expression, individuals can broaden their aesthetic tastes, social inclinations, and ideas of what constitutes a fulfilling relationship. Dynamic and engaging, the relationship is rarely dull. The differences can spark lively discussions, new experiences, and a constant learning process. Challenges and weaknesses. Differing love languages and values. This is the most common challenge. What one person considers an act of love or a core value, the other might not understand or prioritize. This can lead to misunderstandings, feeling unappreciated or unloved. For instance, if one person's Venus is in an earth sign, values stability, practical support, physical comfort, and the other's is in a fire sign, values passion, excitement, admiration, their fundamental needs in love might clash. Difficulty in compromise. While there's a pull, the inherent differences can make compromise difficult. Both individuals might feel strongly about their Venusian needs and resist adapting to the others. Seesaw energy. Oppositions can create a seesaw effect, where the relationship constantly swings between two extremes as each person tries to assert their Venusian style. Feeling misunderstood or unmet. If efforts aren't made to understand and meet the other person's Venusian needs, one or both partners can feel unloved, unappreciated, or as if their deepest desires are not being met. Power dynamics and preferences. There can be subtle, or not so subtle, power struggles over shared activities, aesthetics, social interactions, or financial matters, as these all fall under Venus's domain. Projecting desires. Individuals might project their own Venusian ideals onto their partner, expecting them to fulfill those desires, even if it goes against the partner's natural Venus expression. Deep analysis. How to navigate this aspect. Successful navigation of Venus opposing Venus in Synastry requires conscious effort and a willingness to understand and adapt. Acknowledge and respect differences. The first step is to recognize that your partner's way of loving and valuing is different from yours, and neither is inherently right or wrong. Respecting these differences is crucial. Learn each other's love languages. Delve into understanding what truly makes your partner feel loved and appreciated, even if it's not intuitive to you. This might involve words of affirmation. Do they need to hear "I love you" often, or receive compliments? Quality time. Do they value undivided attention and shared experiences? Receiving gifts. Do they appreciate tangible expressions of affection? Acts of service. Do they feel loved when you do practical things for them? Physical touch. Do they need physical affection and intimacy? Understanding your partner's Venus sign will offer significant clues to their primary love languages. Find common ground and compromise. While the core expressions might differ, there are always areas where common ground can be found. This might involve alternating preferences. One day, you do what Venus A enjoys, the next, you do what Venus B prefers. Creating shared experiences. Find activities or interests that appeal to both Venus expressions, even if it's a blend. For example, a Venus in Taurus, sensual pleasure, comfort, and a Venus in Scorpio, intensity, depth, might find common ground in a romantic, intimate dinner with rich food and deep conversation. Developing new appreciations. Through exposure to your partner's Venus, you might genuinely develop an appreciation for things you previously didn't understand. Open communication. Discussing your needs and desires openly and calmly is paramount. Avoid assuming your partner knows what you want, and actively listen to their needs. Focus on growth, not fixation. Instead of trying to change your partner's Venus expression to match your own, focus on how the differences can help both of you grow as individuals and as a couple. Beyond the opposition, remember that Venus opposition Venus is just one aspect in a complex synastry chart. Other harmonious aspects, like trines and sextiles, involving Venus or other planets can mitigate the challenges, while difficult aspects, like squares to Mars or Saturn, might exacerbate them. The overall chart needs to be considered for a complete picture. In essence, Venus opposing Venus in synastry presents a relationship that is often intensely attractive but also requires significant conscious effort to bridge inherent differences in values and expressions of love. If both partners are willing to learn, adapt, and appreciate their contrasting natures, this aspect can lead to a dynamic, enriching, and deeply satisfying relationship that fosters significant personal growth. Subscribe, like and share if you find this analysis helpful. Thank you. With love for you, Synastry Venus.